further our discussion on autism and the father's perspective. Now, for this final segment, we will learn of each family's coping strategies and the all-important use of humor. Dr. Mitchell?
Well, I think we've been enjoying a little bit of humor during the break here.
Yes, we have.
Let's open it up with just a brief overview of the strengths that you see in our children, and how do they bring a sense of vitality and meaningfulness in your lives as fathers and leaders of your respective positions in the community and so on.
Eli's a little love machine. You can't forget Eli. I mean, he had a seizure a couple months ago, and I got a call from the group home staff, and when the emergency room called the doctor, the neurologist whom he sees once a year, she said, "Oh, I remember Eli," and he's just this cute little dynamo of love. And to know Eli is to love him. They've used him in his school as a brochure cover because he's so darn cute, and he brings the best and the worst out of his siblings. To be honest, it's just everything is cute with Eli, and every once in a while, I loved it when I joined him in the emergency room. He actually laid on me for almost 3 solid hours.
Oh my gosh!
And talk about he was so spacey from having the seizure. You never get that. And when you get that 3 hours of, it's, you can't describe the loving feeling that comes out of that little guy. That's He's wonderful. So teeny and so just exudes love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
My son is my hero. He's just so honest to a fault. He's just pure. He doesn't have a bad bone in his body. My father, one day, it was his birthday, and my father asked John, "What do you want for your birthday?" He's 14 going to 15, okay, for video games, Xbox, I want a new computer. He goes, "Grandpa, I just want love."
Wow.
And that's just how he is. He's just pure in thought.
What else? What more can you ask for from a child to have that kind of perspective?
Well, and then the other way, with a little humor, this was at church when this happened, when he said it. We're also at church, and my friends are probably tired of hearing the story of my family. We're at church, and the priest was Asian descent. Couldn't understand him too well. Great guy. So we get done church, and John walks out back, and John's not a talk fest. He don't talk to anybody. And he walks ahead of me real quick, and he goes up to Father, shakes his hand. "You remind me of Jackie Chan."
Oh, no.
John, it's not politically correct. You can't do these things. Next week in Mass. And, "Hi, Father, how you doing?" Then he gives a karate sign. John takes karate. This priest was great. He laughed at it, and he did the same thing. He did look like Jackie Chan. So recently the priest left. So we had a new priest who was Nigerian.
Oh, boy.
Very hard to understand, but a real nice guy. We get done Mass, my wife and I, and all of a sudden John walks ahead of us real quick. I said, "Oh, no. Goes to the priest, shakes his hand. "Happy Black History Month."
Oh, boy.
No, it was not politically correct, but he was sincere, and he meant it, and he knew when Black History Month was.
That's the social cues aren't always there, but autistic children say it like they see it.
So we held our breath and busted out laughing at the same time.
Yeah.
So you get those kind of emotions when you have a kid on a spectrum.
And of course, having a bit of understanding from community members goes along with
Absolutely.
it.
Both priests laughed.
That's great. Oh my gosh. Any other moments that you guys can think of that kind of solidified that feeling for you as well?
I was just going to say, I think all children are different, whether they're on the spectrum or neurotypical children. But
yes.
So Stephen is special in a lot of ways, and he's a very loving child, and he's very creative, and he likes to make games. He likes to make board games. So one of the things that he enjoys doing, and so I like to support that in other projects. And I find myself maybe going to Home Depot or Lowe's and picking up all these supplies, and we're going to put together a game, at the end of the day, I've spent $50, and he's got a game, and he's the only one who can master the rules.
Of course.
He knows how to play the
Because he
game.
made up the rules.
He made up the rules, and I'm scratching my head trying to play the game along with him. But he's just a great kid, and with a lot of really special talents.
Well, speaking of strengths, the ability to create your own
Yes.
game and to construct it and to maybe one day even market it. Who knows? You know, and these kids have some amazing abilities when they're given a chance to shine. And whether it's game development or any number of skills that they possess, they all come through for us at some point and make us proud of them.
We all laugh because Eli can take anything apart. And when they were getting ready to move him from a one-level on-campus group home to a two-story group home, they said, well, we're planning on this second-story room for Eli. I said, the first thing he's going to do is run into the room, open the window, push out the screen, and if you don't catch him real quick. So that was when I was viewing the group home without Eli. So they took him for a group home visit, and that is indeed exactly what he did. The screen went out onto the backyard, and at that point they decided that they really needed to consider shifting the population around and put him on one of the ground level. And, he has, and they had, well, we'll have alarms on those windows. I said, yeah, but you're not as fast as he is. And, and you laugh about it as a dad, it. I mean, it got to the point where other than our TSS workers, the only people that could keep up with him were me and my daughter. My two younger boys that were just closest to him in age didn't have the desire to keep up with him as much, but my daughter Essie was a gem. She and I could keep up with him, could keep him under control, and could take care of him. It got to the point where his mother couldn't handle him by herself. We needed to stick together as a family and as a community within the family. And at one year for an event, Eric probably still has it sticking around somewhere, we created Team Eli t-shirts.
Oh my God.
If you're happy and you know it, flap your hands. And
That is true. Everyone, the educational,
You gotta laugh.
the behavioral health folks, everybody showed. I think it was it Labor Day?
It was Labor Day. We had a barbecue at the house for Team Eli. We presented everybody with the T-shirts, and we had the humor right there. It said on the back, if you're happy and you know it, flap your hands. And on the front, they said Team Eli.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you probably still have your shirt
I'm
buried in a
sure
drawer
I do.
somewhere.
I'm sure I do. Well, it's that sense of